One last question in this space is there a particular thing? I've asked this question before, but what's the passion that drives the action? What is it that's sort of the driving force behind Brookmont doing the fundamental work to say, okay, well, we want to have this low turnover, easy for non qualified accounts, individual security selection, and yet you keep it at a pretty low minimum?
Yeah. There's a lot there to that question, right? One of the reasons why we like our SMA structures is because it encourages longer term strategic investors. We're approached pretty regularly about doing a non-transparent ETF or something else that's more listed and more tactically traded, which we actually agree with. And we think that's great for other investment philosophies and programs. From our standpoint, we kind of like the longer term nature of an SMA and the longer term nature of some of the relationships that we have, such as the relationship we got with Potomac, right? So that I think is a big part of the structure of the SMA. We still love individual securities. I mentioned I think we're highly concentrated with 30 or 40 best ideas. We like to talk about how we are index aware. So we're plus or minus 5% of the Russell 1000 value, which is our primary
Right.
benchmark. We have a portfolio construction discipline of no more than 20% of any given sector. I know that's all boring stuff, but I think it's instrumental in understanding sort of our approach because we choose individual securities because we think we can still really deliver alpha by picking the best of the best within the various sectors, by sticking to our core investment philosophy, which is not just dividend paying companies, right? And one thing that we've struggled with over the last couple of years, the advent of this equity income, right? Where you've got these people that are in similar spaces as we are that are really stretching for yield in a low yield environment. They're buying BDCs, they're buying MLPs, preferred shares because they're trying to hit some sort of an arbitrary yield target. Whereas we think individual securities, you can get a competitive yield, and we have a relative yield in our mind of 1.5% versus
Yeah.
the broader equity market. But we really think that the yield is much more a sustainable yield is much more indicative of a longer term total return, and that's what we're